Hey, it's the Terry Sullivan Show. Today's guests from Repeat Realty, Heath Wells and Zach Moore. And now the man who is proof that our friendship is punishment for something I've done. It's Terry Sullivan.
That's good.
Oh, Lordy. You know, that was true, really.
Yeah, I know.
To be honest with you. You doing good?
I'm doing great.
You don't look as cheerful as you normally do. You sober?
Yeah.
All right. Paul will leave you, or?
No. Actually, yesterday was our 11th anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Yeah. Did you take her
11 years she put up with me.
Yeah, I know. Did you take her to McDonald's? Or?
Yeah, I did. She got a Big Mac. So
You're a good man.
I am.
I tell you what, you give until it hurts.
Yes, that's the motto.
It's good to see you. I've missed you.
I missed you too.
Yeah, you have not. That was a lie in the pit right there. Hey, you're going to have to ask forgiveness before we ever get started.
Oh,
Yeah, you got a lot to ask forgiveness for. Hey, I got Zach Moore and I got Heath Wells with me this morning. How you doing, boys?
We're good. Well.
We got a lot to talk about because you guys go back a ways.
Yeah.
But the first thing we're going to talk about is those hairdos.
Come on now.
Did y'all get together this morning and say let's spike it up?
He texted me at 5 a.m. He was getting ready and just said, "Which way are you going, left or right?" So I know which way. So that's where it came.
Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, it looks almost pretty good. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on up there.
My grandpa used to say, "Looks like you've been riding in the back of a truck." And
And you probably were.
that's probably what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys were born and raised right here in Lewisville,
That's
weren't
right.
you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I went to Lewisville. Did you go to elementary school together?
He was a few years older than I, but same elementary school, same
Yeah.
middle school, same high school.
You see how he put that in there, a few years older?
Yeah. A little wiser.
Little,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot more experience.
Knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably kept him out of prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
still working on that.
We went to College Street Elementary before it closed down, and yeah, just all our memories are from right here in Lewisville.
Yeah. Went to Lewisville High School.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Did you play ball?
Played ball,
Both of you played ball?
You did.
Yeah.
football and baseball.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now you went on to college to play, didn't you?
Yeah, I played a year at North Texas and then decided to hang up the cleats and
Yeah.
get into the business world.
It's a lot tougher than people think it is.
It is. It's a job.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
5 a.m. wake up for workouts, go to school, do practices, go to dinner, do film, and I mean
Yeah.
it's all day.
Yeah, that was your job. Now, the ladies, Zach's job.
Yeah, that's exactly.
We don't want to get into that.
That was really
Hey,
good.
my wife's watching here. So.
We're going to talk about some things. She sent me some text about what to ask you.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it ain't pretty either.
I'd like to now. Let's get through the interview without those questions.
Zach, how long have you been married?
11 years.
11 years.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Heath, just a couple of years, right?
1.5,
1.5 with
almost a half,
with a baby.
with a baby, and she's 3 months old.
I had your dad. People that don't know, Heath Wells is Pastor Kenneth Wells' his son. Pastor Kenneth Wells pastors Northview Baptist Church here in Lewisville, just right down the road from us.
Right.
And Heath is his son, and he told me that baby is something.
She is something else. She's a little Spitfire redhead,
Yeah,
just like her mom and I,
yeah,
and she'll let you know it too.
yeah. Well, listen, the only thing about those kids is there comes a point in time where you reap what you sow. Careful now.
I'm in the middle of it already.
You get any sleep?
Hardly, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
Every hour I don't sleep, it's worth it.
Yeah. You help your wife. You get up with her
All the time.
all the time.
Yeah.
Let her sleep a little bit.
Let her sleep,
Yeah.
and she lets me sleep, so that's good.
Yeah. You're madly in love with that woman, aren't you?
Madly in love. She's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took you a while to find that one, and
Yeah,
when
it
you
did.
did, that was it, wasn't
Yeah, it sure did.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Zach, you have kids?
I do. I have a boy and a girl, 10 and 8.
10 and 8.
Yeah,
Veteran. How old are they?
They're 10 and 8 years old.
Oh, he just
and-
told me that.
Yeah.
He just hey, I heard that.
I
I
forget.
just said you got kids. Yeah, they're 10 and 8. How old are they? 10
Feels
and
like
8.
they're 2 and 4, and then another day they're 16 and 18. You know,
Yeah.
it just kind of depends. But yeah, we're right in the thick of it.
Yeah.
8 and 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they the hot sauce on your taco?
Oh man, they run my life. I love it. It definitely changes your perspective of things when you
Yeah.
get to provide for the kids, and yeah, they
Yeah.
They got me.
You've done a great job providing. I mean, you have built a great career. We're going to talk about it in a minute, but I got other stuff first, personal stuff.
Yeah.
Both of you guys. Now, how old are you, Zach?
let's see, I got a 38.
And Heath?
35.
You guys have had amazing success for your ages. And, not everybody figures it out by the time they're 38 and 35.
We still don't have it figured out.
well, at least you're putting money in the bank, right?
Yeah.
You're putting money in the bank. So, Zach, your dad is Les Moore.
Yes, sir.
And Les is a general contractor here in Old Town, right around the corner from us. Incredibly successful. In fact, he remodeled this building for me.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, and so we had fun doing that.
Yeah.
And he's just he's a wonderful, wonderful man.
He taught me a lot. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a lot to show for what he taught me growing up. Not only construction, but my work ethic and my drive came a lot from him.
Well, he works a lot.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. What's the best thing though? What's the best thing your dad ever taught you growing up that you use today?
Yeah, actually contradicts what I just said, but it's probably to not, let work run your life, and spend time with family, and slow down on the weekends, and just thank God for everything you have, and try not to fish on Sundays.
That's wisdom, really, though, to be honest with you. That's wisdom, because
Yeah.
business, if you own your own business, as you know, it's demanding. It owns you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or it can own you,
Mhm.
unless you set boundaries and you live within those boundaries. So your
Exactly.
dad's a smart man.
Yeah.
Heath, what'd your dad teach you? What's the thing that you use today? Oh, let me ask you this. Growing up in a pastor's home, because he's
Yeah.
been there 42 years.
Yeah, long time.
A long time. So you grew up there.
Yeah. I was 2 weeks old or a week old when I went to church for the first time, and I still go there today. Even when I moved to Frisco for a short period of time, I'd make the trek over every Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
His was just, loving people and loving God, honestly, and that will take you further in life. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter, it's all about relationship based and just being able to love on people and just to help serve any capacity you can. And so I see that from him. A lot of, outside the church is really volunteer based, with the fire department and police department. And he doesn't bat an eye.
Yeah.
If his number's called, he's going to be there.
Yeah.
And I kind of, embrace that and do that myself.
Yeah. He's a great pastor.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you were to define your dad in one word, what would it be?
Ooh, that's tough.
Ooh. The best word, godly.
Godly.
Yeah.
Okay. I think another word that describes him, just in the time that I've known him, is consistency.
Yeah.
Consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the same. He's like Jesus. He's the same
Yeah.
yesterday, today, and forever.
That's right.
Every time you see him, he's the same. In 2020, when he was in the hospital for 6 days, were you scared?
Absolutely. Yeah. Because the 6 days he was on the ventilator. He was in there for, I believe, 45 days total. But those 6 days that were crucial, we didn't know. We didn't, the doctors were telling us one thing, but we had faith and hope that, he could come out of that. And here he is today, being able to share
Yeah.
his testimony of that. And we are so grateful. But yeah, and he doesn't even know this, but the times I wasn't able to go into the hospital or late at night, I would just go up to the parking lot, and I would sit there and I would just pray.
Yeah.
Just pray over the hospital, pray over the staff, pray over my dad, and
It was touch and go.
Yeah.
I mean, there was those 6 days where, in those 6 days, a lot of people back in 2020 in the pandemic, they didn't come out of those 6
Right.
days. And I know he has told me that he didn't know if he was going to come out of those 6 days.
No.
Yeah. Best describe your dad, Zach, in one word.
I was hoping I didn't get that question. I would say patient. He, when things get too hot and heavy or too exciting, he's kind of that calm of the storm to me. And a lot of people don't see that in him if you see just surface level, but he's taught me a lot of patience, and I think he has a lot of patience inside of him.
I've seen that in him. In fact, sometimes I think he's just sleepwalking.
Yeah.
He is so laid back and so calm.
He can be.
Great smile, and but you know what? He's always encouraging.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great encourager. It's been an encouragement to me.
Yeah.
These last three plus years.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about some things. I got to have notes here because the things that you guys do.
A little bit of everything.
I mean, you really do. I don't know how you stay up with it. And then, of course, Heath's got a new baby, so he's getting maybe 2 hours sleep a night.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on. You look like you're about to fall asleep today. So let's go through this. Zach, you own Mill Street House.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
And then, Heath, you own Old Town Sign Company.
He and I both.
Both of you own that. Okay. And then who owns Repeat?
I do.
Zach's a broker and owner.
Yeah,
Broker.
Repeat Realty.
Owner. And
I'm an
Heath,
agent
you're
in
an
Repeat.
How long have you had that? I mean, you went right into that out of high school, didn't you?
Into real estate I did, and then journeyed through other offices, other brokerages until I started Repeat Realty in 2016. So.
And now you have almost 40?
We have 42 agents, yes, sir.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
It's
Is Heath a good agent, or you just keep him on because he's a good friend?
Just lie to him.
yeah, well,
Just lie to him.
well, he also owned a landscaping company for quite a while, and I tell him all the time, you're going to confuse people pulling that trailer with those mowers on it and jumping out in your suit, showing houses.
Well, you guys are entrepreneurs. Both of you are entrepreneurs, and and because you also flip houses, right? You and your dad, you flip houses, you buy them, and you fix them, and you flip them, and all that kind of stuff. And you had a landscape company. Would you consider both of you guys to be visionaries, or?
Well, we have another good friend, Chase, who deserves mention here. He's a part of a lot of this. I would say, you both can't be visionaries. One of us has the idea, the other one writes the check.
Yeah.
So I love working with friends because it takes some of that risk and divides it up, and also, sometimes you don't have the best idea, but you're willing to go in because you trust your friends and their instinct. So visionary, yes, we try to be, but that's what's good about having each other is we don't have to be on our A game all the time because they are.
It's hard though for friends. A lot of times for friends to be in business together. At some point in time, you just you say, I've had enough of all that. But you guys stay together. You're consistent. You come in here and eat from time to time together. Do you just enjoy each other's company, or are you so different that you're like iron sharpens iron?
I think it's a lot like that. Where Zach's really good at this, but I may be able to be good at another part that he doesn't really want to touch. I think we just complement each other in different ways, and that's really how it works. I never see Zach outside of business. We're not even friends. No, I'm kidding.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
He told me that earlier. He said, I hate this guy. He makes me money, so what am I going to do?
Right. No, and Zach and I have known each other. Well, his family started coming to church in, I think, 1988.
1988. Yeah.
And so I was born in 88.
I think your dad's a deacon down there, isn't he?
He
He's a
is.
deacon. So I've
That was
known
right there.
Zach that whole time period, and I've looked up to Zach even in our older years. And I just knew one day, hopefully, that opportunity would come where we could join up, and here it is.
Yeah. Where'd you come up with the name Repeat?
That's a great question because it took a while. I just wanted to come up with something that was catchy, obviously. I think it started with a Randy Rogers concert. I saw the logo he had, and I thought I could use that RR. But no, our goal is to not just help someone and then disappear. We want to be lifetime friends with these clients of ours, and that's where the name Repeat comes from. We want repeat business, but we also want them to know that we're there for them repeatedly, time after time again. It's not just trying to sell them a house; it's anything they need.
Yeah.
When it comes to that home maintenance and just we're advisors, so we're here to help them for the long haul.
It's not just close the deal and you're done.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people don't understand that really. In sales, a lot of times it's close the deal, move on to the next, and that's history.
Right.
But I think in the real estate business, it's like a lot of other. It's like the restaurant business. As you depend on the repeat, those customers telling other people about their great experience with you, and then going beyond that. I mean, having stories that go beyond just the close of a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, over 80% of people won't use their realtor the second time. That second time when they sell that house or buy it, it's a different realtor, whoever's in their life at that time. And same can be said about a lot of different businesses. It takes a lot of effort to make sure you're there that second time in front of them. So that's our goal, is not to fall into that statistic.
What do you do to help that process? I mean, here at the restaurant, I just tell them they can't ever come again if they're emailing with that.
Yeah.
But what do you do to help that process to get them to use you again and refer you to their friends?
I think a lot of our effort and attention comes after the sale. It's one thing to meet someone and attain their business and successfully help them purchase a property, but after the fact is where we'll really communicate mostly, and like I said, just always being there, and we're their Google. If there's anything they need for their home or any questions they have, they don't search it on the internet. They call us.
Think about this question. An example. Think about that for just a minute. I'm gonna come over here to Heath, but an example of something that a client after the close had to have or had to call you about, and you responded immediately. Heath, you're shaking your head. You've got one of those.
Yeah, it happens all the time. With us doing some flip houses, we've met contractors over the years and have been able to use them. So we have this pocket of contractors, and I mean, it's carpet, it's countertops. So we've got these guys that we can say, hey, call this gentleman. He'll fix you up on, your backsplash or your plumbing. We have a guy who's here in Old Town that does our plumbing.
Yeah.
We refer him out because there's always something. There's always I don't know. There may be a hidden something that an inspector doesn't find that later on they're gonna, figure out like, wow, this is stopped up. We have people for that, and yeah, it's all the time. People, hey, do you have anybody that can do landscape?
Yeah.
Sure, here's the number. So
it's always, I don't care what industry it's in, it's always about serving people,
Right.
isn't it?
Right.
I mean, we get those principles in church. You were raised with those. You were raised with the principles of serving others.
Yeah.
Zig Ziglar said one time, if you help enough people get what they want out of life, you'll get what you want out of life as well. But it's all about serving people and serving their needs and helping people find the end result that they're looking for, right?
Yeah.
It is.
And this is the time that they're buying one of the most expensive assets they'll ever make a purchase on, ever. And for us to be able to help them navigate through all that, because it's tough. I mean, we've got contracts that you're having to go through to, somebody in the outside world looks at that and they're just like, what is this?
Yeah.
We're able to help them through that, and it's rewarding to us to be able to see the smile on the face when they're signing the dotted line and get the keys handed to them.
Yeah.
That's worth every time and effort and sweat and tears that we've put into it.
That's kind of like weddings. Weddings are always happy, right? Those days, those closing days, they're always happy, aren't they?
Yeah.
They are.
Where are we at in the real estate market today, Zach? I mean, it's been a whirlwind since 2020.
It sure has. Yeah. I would say inconsistent comes to mind first. We're not threatened. The market that goes up and down, ebbs and flows, and it's not the first time that's happened. And we just stay confident and like you just said, do enough right things, for people on a daily basis, and not really worry about the end result. Just keep doing and keep serving, and we know that God will provide from that.
Yeah. Are you finding enough product to sell?
No, sir. And that's kind of coming out of COVID. We battled an inventory issue with housing.
Yeah.
and a lot of people did move to this area from out of state, and obviously they're welcome here. But it got to where friends and family that grew up in this area maybe, or just clients that really, really needed to move, just couldn't, and still can't.
Yeah.
Because there's just no options for them, and affordability is out of control. So it is probably, I would say, in my 14-year career in real estate, probably my toughest year so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the future look like?
Well, I got to stay optimistic for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna be positive about it, but these things are cyclical, and so I know the future will bring, good things to us. We just again have to stay positive and keep going. Technology is always a threat to real estate, but you just adapt. And I don't know. I want to have future goals, and I always try to look ahead, but at the end, that'll wear you out if you do that too much. So I'm just worried about today.
Well, and there's some business or industry where looking ahead, I mean, used to you could do that. Used to it would stay pretty even and you could look ahead, but today it's so up and down, like food prices. They're so up and down.
Right.
You really live day by day, because if you predict the future, it's not going to happen that way anyway. You can predict all you want.
Right.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to live day by day.
You do.
But that real estate business, though, that really is a business where you really have to put money back for the tough times, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I have a lot of realtors that work for me and outside of my office as well that they'll make pretty large sales and earn a good paycheck and spend it all, and you got to treat it like a business, and invest in yourself and save as much as you can, and we can't take the better times for granted. There's just no consistent paycheck that you get, and so you have to I can be I guess I'm an optimist, but I can also, when it comes to looking ahead and saving and all that, I always try to keep myself grounded and humble. Yeah. What is I'm coming back to you with this, so what is your favorite I looked at you, I thought you had a toothpick in your mouth. Me? I don't know. No. Because sometimes you do. You swallowed it.
What is your favorite childhood memory? Let me ask you this first. Was it hard growing up in a pastor's home, being a preacher's kid?
No, there were eyes on you. I don't think it was hard for us. Like, Dad and Mom always taught us that our name is worth everything to Him, and to always remember that. And my great-grandparents, my grandparents, they're all around here, and so we didn't want to do anything that would destroy that name. And so I took it to heart, and we had eyes on us, but there was no worries. And hopefully Mom and Dad never had to worry about that, but
well,
parents are going to worry. You know
what they said? They just said, "Oh, it's just Heath."
Yeah, they still do.
I don't worry about it. That's just Heath.
Yeah, they still do.
What's your favorite childhood memory?
I spent a lot of time at my grandparents' place, and he was a welder, and always had things coming in. And so at the young age of 4 or 5 years old, we were driving tractors and all kinds of machinery. Yeah. And we had a blast. Yeah. And they called it Poppy School. We went to Poppy School every day while Mom and Dad worked. So that's my favorite.
They're great people.
Yeah.
They're great people. Zach, favorite childhood memory?
Gosh, I just think of the summer days, and being out at the ball fields down here at Lake Park, playing. I was one of 5, and so Saturdays were there from sun up to sundown, whether you had a game or you didn't,
Yeah.
So I remember a lot of that, and it feels like an eternity ago.
Yeah.
Childhood.
Yeah.
So I look when you asked that question, I couldn't help but think about my own kids and how they would answer that question one day.
Yeah. Both of you are great family men. What do you think about the changes in Old Town? I mean, you guys literally grew up right here.
Right here.
We did. Yeah. Oh, gosh, we have a lot of passion for this area here, and to see it grow. you know, there's a lot of old, rich history in this area as far as family goes, and I know there's some opinions about the growth it has, but you know, in the industries we're in, the businesses we're in, we're very excited to see this. It's definitely needed, and it's sad to see Lewisville as a whole, you know, developments in certain areas not succeed, and so I think this is the one area that Lewisville has, and they should just kind of go back to the roots here, and start here, and then watch it flourish from out. So. Yeah. We're excited for it.
I heard somebody say yesterday, in fact, he said it to me, and it was a city manager of another town close to us, and talking about growth, and talking about people that don't want growth. And this was true. I never thought about it this way, but this is true. He said, hey, this is what it boils down to. We either stay the same and pay more taxes, or we grow and pay less taxes.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Yeah, we're excited for it.
I can relate to some of the old timers, as I like to call it. They don't, you know, seeing all the buildings around here even, because I remember going to King's Drugstore next door, you know, and now sits 100 condos on where that's set.
You grew up right here in this building.
This building, I would come in here as a little boy, you know, to get grocery products, you know, your meat counters from just when it was the meat shop, you know. So I see the old time, you know, where you're like, man, I wish I could go back. Yeah. But I look at it as progress now, and it's needed progress. Yeah. I mean, this is going to bring generations after generations after we're long gone. Yeah. To a thriving Lewisville.
A lot of people, you know, and this has been pointed out to me several times, but a lot of people don't remember just a few years ago when there was a lot of boarding up going on down here with businesses that because there was not enough traffic, not enough bodies down here. Right. So that always helps, guys. I've got so much more to talk about. I wanted to talk about the 26 ribs you ate one night when you were in here, but we got to close this thing out. But I'm gonna have you back, because I got through 3 questions on this whole page of questions. I wanted to talk about the sign company at Old Town Sign Company. So we got a lot more to talk about, but I appreciate you being here.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Yeah.
A lot of respect for you guys in this town.
We love your barbecue.
Thank you.
Everything about it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming. Terry, take us out, buddy.